Góðan daginn, welcome to the project pile. My name is Gunnildur, I'm an Icelander, I live in Iceland, and this is my podcast vlog chat type of thing where I talk mainly about yarn, knitting, crocheting, anything fiber related because fiber is interesting, and the things that people do with it. Good lord. Like that lady in where was it? In somewhere in Scotland, I believe, like some years ago. Not really yarn. I think she used like something like chicken wire or something, and might have been boat oars, and she knitted herself a lovely like cable fence. It's been years since I first saw that picture. It might actually be in one of my books. I've been in love with it since then. I'll talk quite a bit about the weather because the weather is interesting and it has effect on everything that I do. And I call the podcast the project pile because I have projects, they're on piles, and I keep adding to them. So, speaking of projects, where am I gonna start today? It's let's start with the weather because it is hot, an autumn day. Today it is a bit overcast, it's sunny, and it's a fake weather because it is windy, it's a little bit chilly outside, but because the sun is getting to the windows, it's absolute window weather, meaning it's a deceptive warmth. You are sitting inside, hosting. So you think, you know what, I'm gonna open a window, open a door and get some fresh air, and the air is freezing, so it's like not a good idea. So I'm wearing a skirt and a tank top because I'm boiling. Do have the window open because the wind direction is in such a way that I am actually capable of having the window open without everything blowing all over the place, but because Friday night we got the first like autumn storm. Yeah, storm is got a lot of wind. Yeah, whole lot of wind. The eastern fjords were fine mostly. We weren't like any color warnings because the main winds were maybe like 16-17 meters per second, but I did wake up twice. I woke up around midnight. Can't remember why. And then I woke up again somewhere around 3 in the morning because of a single very strong gust of wind. And I thought it was this thing that, because the fjord where I live is weird. I never knew, like this never happened in my old hometown, my old fjord. But in this town, this fjord, there are two very specific weather phenomenon, wind phenomenon, that I think I've heard about one other place in the country where something like similar happens, but one is called kroksveður, like hook wind, hook weather, which is very apt because what happens is that in a very specific wind direction you get gusts of wind that will basically ping pong between the mountains, and the weather, like the wind strength, can get very very strong, so you're just sitting there, lying there actually, and it is very creepy lying there listening to the wind coming pass you by very strongly, and you listen to it pass by, and then you listen to it return. And I don't like the weather because that always keeps me awake. So I woke up to a single gust of that, and I'm like, God damn, not Kroksveður, not that. But then the rest of the wind picked up, and it's like swallow that single gust. I did hear that the strongest wind gust here got up to 41 meters per second, but if that was just that one gust, like I haven't heard about anything breaking or anything, so it's like meh. The other weird phenomena is all actually called Nibukolsveður. That's because the furthest point here is called Nipan. It's a mountain, and that is a very, very, very rare phenomenon, thankfully, where the wind behaves just as bizarrely. Like, I have never known until I moved here 20 years ago just how bizarre the weather can be. Like, because essentially the wind acts like a waterfall. It acts like water, basically, and it's terrifying. It can be very dangerous, basically. Um, and I'm very grateful that it's rare. There were, yeah, but for the most part, it was fine here. I haven't heard about any like damages to anything. The weather was mainly in like the western, yeah, mainly about the entire western part of Iceland. So like there weren't any sinking boats or anything. So I mean the trampolines that people, the people who kind of like ignore the warnings that were in the past days preceding the weather. Like some people will always ignore the warnings and not take the trampolines inside. So of course it was trampoline weather. Trampoline just whee. Like why? If you don't, like, trampolines cost a lot of money, and then you put it up, and then don't take it down before the weather comes, despite the warnings, and then you lose a lot of, your investment is literally blown away. Like, that type of weather really damages the trampolines. So you're out of the investment on the trampoline, and then you potentially have to carry if the trampoline damages your neighbor's car or something. But yeah, I saw the news that there were, some broken branches, some trees that were like, I'm done. So yeah, it was a bit of weather. Winter forecast. Hey. But yeah, that's how it goes. In relation to weather, I'm trying to remember. There was a river called Skaftá. Skaftá, I think I mentioned this like at least once a year. Sea had a bit of melt, like run. And the thing about Skaftá is that that is a river that flows, one of the rivers that flows from underneath a glacier. And most of the time when Skaftá runs, that is a pretty good indication that there's some volcanic activity, because there are two calderas underneath the glacier where sea flows. And I can never remember the name of that glacier. It's kind of like the volcanoes, like too many of things. Like I cannot remember the names. But yeah, that's like she ran and then she was calm and it was like okay. Askja is still like growing, so she's still on west. No, not a single mountain is on anything other than green, so it's like we're watching. Bogalapunga, which is on in the biggest glacier here in Iceland, is in Vatnajökull. There was an earthquake, I think they said something like 3.9, so another volcano being like rumbly. And actually the fourth volcano area is actually Litli-Hrútur, the one that erupted last time. It is growing a little, or the caldera, not caldera, it's growing a little faster than the scientists were expecting, so it's like, well, who's gonna be first? So it's a question of like, is it gonna be Askja, is it gonna be Bogalapunga, is it gonna be Katla, Hekla, Grímsvötn, is it gonna be Torfajökull, is it gonna be Litli-Hrútur, like who is gonna be first? Or next rather. So yeah, that's like it's a thing. But yeah, other than that, it's a good. And yeah, I did do last Monday, a 10-hour working day. It was a little easier than the Monday before, mainly probably because I had a little time to prepare for that. But the boys were doing so fine. They knew exactly what they needed to do. They just need a little like assistance, like they're literally just starting out. And they did fine. They did very well actually, considering. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure that I will not have to pull a long day tomorrow as well, hopefully. Last week did go much better. We had more of the I literally had the curtains pulled because otherwise I would be absolutely boiling. But yeah, so we got more of the regular people in, so it's been way easier. This has been very interesting to follow. Like I literally got this was to see how many steps I take during the day, and I'm like, no wonder I'm tired after the day. Like a regular day, I mean, it's like 15,000 steps. And I do realize, like, for most people that sounds like a lot, but for me that's like, oh, that's my regular day. Because last Friday was actually quite calm, and I barely managed 10,000 steps, and that was after I got home, and I'm like, yep, okay, I understand better why I'm tired. But also because, you know, I'm also being more conscientious with my water intake, so I've been drinking way more water. And it's actually because my room is so hot. I literally finished 1 liter of water already. That's like, that one says 32 ounces, a little over 32 ounces of water. I'm on my second bowl, and I would not be surprised if I like drink another one. That's like, it's so hot in here. So I've been very conscientious about water, and I feel like it's so funny because I'm putting in like the numbers. I'm checking up with yeah, the water intake. So because I got that, I got a task to do, so I'm doing it. So I'm drinking water because I need to put it in my phone, and it works. So I feel a lot better. My skin feels way better, and the digestion thingy. But another thing that I was very excited or very interested in finding out is because this also pays attention to your sleeping, and that was another thing that was very interesting because it's numbers and it's like thing to pay attention to, and because of that, it's kind of like I've given myself permission to dream, because my dreams have gotten way sillier. Like the dreams that I'm dreaming when I wake up, I'm like, what? And I actually had to ask my mother last morning, like Saturday morning, and because I remember waking up around midnight and going, you know, doing my business. So she was awake at the same time, so we had a little chat. But then when I woke up around 3, and of course I started thinking about the weather a little bit, and then after that, when I fell asleep again, I had a dream chatting with her about the weather. And when I woke up again, I could not remember if that had been a dream or reality. So I had to go and ask her. And it's like, I'm not complaining. This is really interesting how the brain works, how the mind works. So it's like, okay. But also, and I'm not sure, well, obviously I'm moving around more because I'm back at work, so I've got more things to, you know, I've got a reason to move around. I'm also paying attention to my water. But I've lost 2 kilos. And I can't quite remember how much that is in, like, pounds. I'm gonna Google it. Now I'm curious. I forgot to check. So that is one thing that I want to gradually get down. Like I am not a fan of dieting. Dieting comes from hell and it's not healthy for you. But paying attention to what you eat, move more and drink more water. That sounds healthier. Okay, let's see. I also love the fact that this like alerts me to. Oh, yeah, it's about 4 pounds. It actually says like 4 point for a whole lot of numbers, but yeah, about 4 pounds. Go me. My goal is to get into well, to get back down to a healthier weight because I am a little bit overweight and I feel it on literally in my knees. I feel it on my ankles. My body is not happy with me. Very much not happy with me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna listen and we're gonna get there slowly. Like, no speed running, slowly. So, as for the knitting, which is mainly the, the thing that is the main reason for this thing, I managed to do a little work on the shawl, the super simple shawl that I'm used. Okay. Candy bar. Got candy bar. Nice, Goldie. But do I have the? Here we go. It's a Drops Kid Silk. Absolutely gorgeous yarn. I'm on the second skein, and so yeah, I've gotten quite a bit done. And I am being very careful not to compare myself to, some of the others who are like machines, mainly because they told me not to do that because I am working full time. They are retired for the most part and they got more time to knit than I do, so for me to compare myself to them isn't fair for me. So I am a very obedient woman and I will listen to them because they are right. But I'm still really excited about finishing this because look, it's gonna be so nice and cozy. Still haven't decided what the next project is that I'm gonna bring with me to Knit Nights because well, first off, there won't be Knit Nights for the next 3 weeks because the owner of the coffee shop, she's taking very belated summer vacation for the next 3 weeks. She's going to Reykjavik, the capital, and then she's gonna go to Copenhagen in Denmark because she has family there. And I really hope she gets a lot of rest because she's been working a lot, and I mean a lot. And because she's got new people in to take care of the coffee shop, she decided that very fair. I feel that she's a very fair boss because she decided that she didn't want to put this extra strain on them on taking care of Knit Nights as well. So Knit Nights are postponed until she gets back. And I'm really happy with that because it is rather a lot to add on these extra hours, even if it's only one time a week. When you're not used to the the rhythm of the store, the rhythm of how everything goes. So there aren't gonna be any Knit Nights, but I do know that the other ladies were planning to maybe like meet up on Saturdays, which I am a big fan of, or go to like the hotel on Thursday nights, which I will need to see about because again I am working full time and we'll see. But also this morning was a pajama morning. I didn't get dressed until about lunchtime. It was really nice. It was so cozy. And I actually spent a good part of my morning looking up like Halloween decorations. Because yes, I know September just barely got started. But if you're going to do some Halloweeny things like we would like to do again this year, then getting things in order in good time really sounds like a good organization. I'm probably smarter than trying to get things like the week before because that never works out. And that's because Halloween as celebration is fairly freshly returned to Iceland because we are, what's it called? Lutheran Protestant, I believe it's called. And Halloween is predominantly, I believe, Catholic. And Catholicism hasn't been in Iceland for how long has it been? I can't remember because the end of Catholicism in Iceland was when they executed the last bishop. And I can't remember what year that was. Because the past is always so bloody here in Europe. It's like... But yeah, so like last year they had such a wonderful thing. I can't remember who organized it, but basically the agreement was that you would like decorate a pumpkin, put a light in, and put it outside your door to indicate that you are willing to have kids come and get some candy. And we did that. We had pumpkin outside. And some decorations, and the kids were rather fond of it. But this year I would like to do a little bit more because it's fun to have the kids being entertained. And also because there are more kids in the staircase this year. But also have to like pay attention to the fact that there are also two more dogs. The dog on the same stem. Well, there's been one dog here for like years, so she's like, she knows us. But there are, like I said, two new dogs. Winter is still a puppy. And Timon is a really barky dog. He's a dachshund. He's a long-haired dachshund. He really barks. He doesn't, yeah, his communication is just barking. And so I need to keep that in mind as well, because I do not want to terrorize the dogs. I do not want to terrify the kids. So I've been looking a lot at Halloween decorations, and that made me think about other things. So it's like, but yeah, like I said, there's always so many things to like think about. Like autumn is finally here. The only drawback about autumn here, this close to Arctic Circle, is, and I'm sure in other countries as well, it's just the weather. Like I think, where was it? It was in Thailand. They had to like evacuate a lot of areas, and people are like told to take shelter. And there's I can't remember, there's a state in America right now, might be Florida because that's likely hurricane areas. But I do recall hearing in the news something about a state in America where they have to take shelter yet again. Although there was a storm just in past days, wasn't there? They showed pictures from a particular county. It was just like an island, wasn't it? Me and my memory, I do not have like two brain cells to keep each other company. Good lord. Anywho, so yeah, I'm not making any promises about what I'll be able to finish this week, but I really want to get some things done before Halloween, and I always have more dreams than I have time, so I'm just gonna say thank you for watching. I hope you had fun listening to me rumble. I will keep you updated about the volcanoes, because I would be really, really disappointed if one of them doesn't like do something. Nothing too much, please, but like just get going so I can stop being like not worried. You can't live in Iceland if you're gonna be worried about every single like bump and noise that the volcanoes make, because then you wouldn't be able to live here basically. But yeah, hopefully one of them is gonna do something softly and get it done. And if they do, I will tell you. And yeah, that's enough rambling for today. So I will hopefully see you again next weekend. We will see where we're at then. And until then, take care. I hope life is as good to you as it can possibly be, and hopefully better. Really hope that the weather is super nice where you are. And yeah, I will see you again next weekend. Okay, until then, take care. Bless.